Very well done, Pontus. You left it very late. Was that 3 points well deserved in the end?
I don't know. It's not a good performance from us, but we fought hard until the last minute. We didn't give away a lot of chances either, so I think it was maybe a draw was a fair result. But yeah, sometimes we need the luck with us. We have been a bit unlucky during the season, so yeah, today the luck was with us. So yeah, very nice victory.
Brian, how long did that wait to take that penalty actually feel out there? And were you aware of how late it was in the game at the time?
Yeah, I just waited that the main taker is not there, so I just take his place and happy to score tonight.
Was it difficult in the circumstances, with all the drama, just to keep your head at that moment? Keep it simple.
Yeah, it's difficult, but you just have to focus on yourself and trust yourself as well, that you can score, and yeah.
Pontus, your first Brentford goal. Congratulations.
Finally, yeah.
Not bad circumstances in which to get it, it's fair to say.
Yeah, it was an important goal. I've said after 3 years, I've saved it to an important moment, and yeah, today it was an important goal. We came into the game, and yeah, I felt that we were in the game, and I felt that we had a chance in us after that as well. Of course, it's tough now with VAR to how to celebrate because you don't even know if it's a goal or not.
You had a bit of a wait as well, didn't you, to be honest?
Like, yeah,
did you have doubts? Did you think?
I felt I was in a good position. I went in the right moment where Marcus flicked the ball, but yeah, with VAR you really never know if it's a goal or not. So, but yeah, when I saw it was a goal, it was very nice.
How did you turn it round in the end tonight?
I think by believing, of course. We were in halftime a bit disappointed with the first half, but I felt we were in the game. Didn't give away a lot of chances, like I said, and second half I think we were on it from minute one, and yeah, of course we wanted to score a little bit earlier than the last 10 minutes, but that's what it is, and we keep fighting and keep believing, and if we do that, we can turn games like we did today.
Brian, that's back-to-back home wins out here at the Community Stadium. How important in the end is the home form going to be, do you think?
Yeah, it's been a long time that we didn't win here, so it's good for the fans, and we keep the momentum to perform on Tuesday.
You're back in the top half of the table, 20 points on the board after 16 games. You'd have taken that at the start of the season, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe. I said 20 points after 19 games, and I'm quite happy. So we have 20 now after 16, so it feels like we have 3 bonus games coming up. But now, of course, I mean, we've said from the start that we want to aim as high as possible and finish as high as possible. And if you say now we are in top half, of course, that's a good start.
Guys, very well done tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Manchester United at home next for Brentford. The first time this season they've come from behind to win a Premier League game, and that in itself is another psychological barrier, showing that togetherness and character. Whether they deserved it or not, he felt it was a draw, the captain.
It surprises me that in terms of the balance of play, I actually thought Brentford deserved it. I thought out of the two teams, they were the team that actually wanted to go for it, really tried to get a result from the game. I thought once Watford took the lead, I thought they just sat back and was hoping more than anything. They didn't, as Andy mentioned, they didn't neither defend nor try and attack and get something from the game. So Brentford were, thoroughly deserved the 3 points from the game, and it showed great character from the team. As you say, the first time to come back in the Premier League from going behind. I think it goes character and it gives them something to build on. And going into this game, 4 of their main starting 11 players weren't in the team. So
when they go for it, Brentford, like they did second half, then you feel like they've generally got some momentum. I really like what I saw second half. First half a bit passive, not quite sure whether to set off on the front foot straight away and you often, sometimes as a player, you think you want to build your way into a game. You don't want to go crazy in the first 5 or 10 minutes, concede a goal, and then find yourself having to climb mountains to get back in it. So, but I just think they're they're kind of an all-or-nothing team to me, Brentford. I think when they go for it, I think they're a handful. I really do. I think they play with a real tempo to their game. Put it in the box, load it in the box, get some red and white shirts in there, and you just don't know. And that's all they did second half. And it wasn't particularly sophisticated, but it's very effective and really tough to stop. The best teams have struggled here, Steve, against this team. They've not found it easy to defend against them. So good luck to them.
I feel that's when they're at their best, though. When they're direct and I feel like their midfield, they know how to react off balls that go into the box. I think what they struggled in the first half, midfield would too far off or got too high at times, and they're a team that are used to, with the midfielders, they're used to balls coming in and working off those second balls and keeping the attacks alive. I think they didn't have enough of that in the first half.
And that's how the equaliser came about, exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Just by putting it in the box and just by getting good numbers in there. Again, look, They recycle the ball there. There's a chance Watford could have cleared it. And once they get it wide, they chop back, whip it in, and you make first contact. You're always in business. And there's the big man at the back post. Just wonder, Farrell, whether they should have stepped up Watford here.
When the delivery off the right didn't come in, he's chopped back onto his. I think as a defender, you want your line up. I think they've kept the same line, which keeps Janssen onside, and look, it's marginal that he's onside, but he is onside, and it's a good finish. But we talk about the numbers. Look at the bodies they've committed into the box here.
Yeah.
There's 9 players in and around the box with only a couple on the halfway line, and this is what I mean about them. They're all in or not. This is when they're at their best, when they fully commit to crosses. They have players locking off the edge of the box for second balls, and they get chances from it.
Yeah.
And that's his first Brentford goal at the 80th attempt. They've now scored 10 home goals in the Premier League this season from 10 different goal scorers.
Yeah, yeah, which again, I think is going to be vital for them. And I love that about, particularly about Pontus Jansson. He really does throw himself at everything in both boxes. He'll put his head and his face in the way of something defensively, and then when he gets the chance to attack across, he really does commit to it. So I think it was fitting that he should get his team right back in amongst the thick of it tonight. And
then came the late drama. No debate about the awarding of the penalty, is there?
It's desperate defending from Watford, and we saw it. They started to get shaky, Watford, and no surprises. They're a team that haven't gone a game without conceding, and look, the position you can see here. And Kong, he just gives the ball away, and then he's out of position, and he's trying to re-find his position as Brentford, go on the attack, and he's still not shaped up. Here he's expecting a shot, and look, it's desperate, and he lunges, and for me it's a definite penalty. But for Watford, once they conceded the goal and it become level, they had 10 minutes to hold out for a draw, and I think Ranieri, he brought on some defence-minded midfielders to try and do that, and then, defenders lunging. It's desperate, isn't it? And the finish, though. I mean,
like that.
Somebody that hasn't scored
in
7 games, and we spoke about it in front of goal. He's erratic at times. The composure that he shows here, to just a little feint just before the keeper goes early, and he slots it the other way. It's a fantastic penalty.
But the victim of their own downfall, though, Watford, aren't they?
The way they gave the ball away. The way they defended that was so poor. Kutzka initially, tired pass. He tries to play infield. Play down the line, spin your forwards into the gullies, relieve your back four of a bit of pressure, just a little bit of know-how there. He tries to play a ball inside. Brentford are onto it. They're swarming all over them. They're gathering some momentum. They had 3 or 4 chances to clear that. Watford didn't do it. Concede a penalty. They were shattered there. Watford. They looked a tired team. They looked like they were a boxer absolutely on the ropes, waiting for one last knockout blow, and they got it all right.
And is that a concern, if they cannot see games out, even to get a point at that stage?
I could see Ranieri gone by the end of January because of the way.
Really?
Well, because of the way the club work. It's not. It's just the way they do it.
At the beginning of January, even.
Yeah,
because of the window.
Because if they're not seeing what they thought they were going to get from him, then they'll change it, and they're not afraid to do it, and then they'll do it again if they have to. And I firmly believe, as I said at the start of the night, that I honestly think. At some point, I feel that will catch up with them as a club. I really, really do. But we'll see. We'll see. They got themselves into a good position tonight and did not take advantage of it.
6 points from 27 since Claudio Ranieri arrived. 7 defeats in the 9 games.
Yeah, they've had a tough run, but I think in terms of points on the board, it's not good enough. And look, people look at the Watford game against Everton, the 5-2, and they look at the Man United and they see them as good results. But in terms of the overall picture of the games that they've played and points they've picked up, 6 from 27, it's not good enough, is it? And they're in a battle now. They're the games at the weekend. They potentially could see them drop into the bottom 3 if results go against them. We were speaking when we were watching the second half about, and we use the word identity a lot nowadays, about what type of team they are. Well, what type of team are Watford, Steve, under Claudio Ranieri? I don't think any of us really know, do we? No. We know that they've got 1 or 2 that can hurt you, like Dennis, and 1 or 2 like that. Sar's a miss. Obviously, they've got a few out, there's no question, but everybody's got people out at this time of the year, and also because of the COVID situation. All clubs are going to be missing key individuals. So you've got to cope, you've got to get on with it. But I don't really see what difference, if anything at all, Ranieri has made. I don't see anything at all. No. Well, Brentford had players out tonight. We've mentioned 4 of what would have been their starting 11. But they got the late 3 points
much to the delight, no doubt, of their manager, Thomas.
Over the last sort of 10 minutes of that game?
It's crazy. This is what football is all about. These are the moments we are working so hard to try to achieve and experience. I think the game against Leeds was cruel, you know, conceding almost last minute. Now we are scoring almost last minute. But I'm so proud of this team. We're playing against Watford. We have quite a lot of injuries. We have two of our key players out with Corona. We're playing players out of position. I think they have around 1,500 Premier League games between them in the squad, and we have 150. And we go in here and we just, you know, attack. We don't settle for a draw. We want to go for the win. Unbelievable mentality from the team.
Incredible coolness from Brian Mbeumo as well on that penalty, 95th minute.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of praise. I think he was unplayable today. I've said before, I have the world's best penalty taker in Ivan Toney in our team. Now I maybe have number 2 as well.
It was a difficult second half. Neither side could really get any momentum. It was quite scrappy at times, very fast, very furious, but you stayed in it, which was important.
I think over the game, not everything was beautiful, but we stayed in the game and kept trying. We kept trying to play, tried to go through them. But in general, we are giving a set piece away. We need to do better. And then at a half transition trans, that's it. Over 90 minutes against a team that's under Ranieri have been one of the best offensive teams. So I think defensively massive. And then, you know, you keep going. They kept the patience. Just fantastic.
It's been a tricky run for you in some ways after a great start to your first Premier League season. So how important is this just to give everybody a bit of a lift at a crucial time?
I think it's unbelievable performance, and getting 3 points with the injuries and COVID cases we have in the squad, and not, you know, we are not scrapping to get over the line. It's a fully fair and square win over 90 minutes under the most difficult circumstances. You're 1-0 down. I think we equalized 3 minutes.
87, I think.
87, yeah, and we still go for the win. That's crazy.
Thank you very much. Well done, Thomas.
Enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
We never left in doubt of the emotion of Thomas Frank. He kicks every ball with his players. He's rightly proud of them tonight.
Yeah, he does, and rightly so. And I love the energy. You know, when you play for a manager that gives that sort of energy, you seem to get a little bit more out of his players. And I think he did today. I think he got a lot of energy. He said, I didn't realise it was that late on the equaliser, 87. I thought it was a bit earlier. So to really go and push for that win and have players with the mentality to want to do that, I think it's credit to the manager. I think, you know, they buy into what he's trying to do and they deliver it.
And we keep saying Brentford are big on numbers. He's listed some in terms of Premier League experience there.
He did,
in the two squad. 1,500
correct
appearances in Watford to 150 in Brentford.
Yeah, he did.
Put it in context for us.
Well, I think what he's always trying to do, I think he's always trying to big his team up, and I think he's trying to pay them the maximum compliment. And what he's kind of saying is, look, without wanting to say we're little Brentford, he's kind of saying that for a team of my players with the experience they have against, you know, the Sissokos, the Cathcarts, all of these boys that've been around a long, long time in a Watford shirt. That really and truly what they're doing, they're overachieving. To be in the top 10, they're absolutely punching above their weight right now. That is a fantastic return after, you know, as we approach the halfway part of the season. We're not there yet, and they're already over halfway of what we would all see as what a team needs. You know, the way they're going at the moment, they're going to be plus 40 points. Is it going to be as straightforward as that? I doubt that. But on the averages, and they work on numbers at that club, they'll be thinking right now we can get over 40.
And we talked before the game about the test for the squad. It's not just any old players he's without. He's without the spine of his team tonight. Raya, the goalkeeper, Pinnock, Canos, and of course, Ivan Toney. And as Andy said earlier, any team, when you take the spine out of their team, would miss that. And they've won without them. Yeah,
and they've done well to do that. As you mentioned, you take out some of the key players in the top teams and you start to see a difference in the play. I think we saw that in the first half with Brentford. I think in terms of what we're used to seeing from them, I think you could see in the first half they were a bit cagey, didn't really understand what was expected. And then I think that they said at half-time they wasn't happy, they were underperforming. And then when they started to play the Brentford way, the more direct way, committing more body, showing more commitment and energy, I think, you know, certainly the players, they didn't show in the second half that the spine of the team was missing.
Yeah, definitely. No, full marks to them. Brilliant. It's genuinely is a great night from we spoke about the magnitude of the game, the significance of winning this game for this team tonight. Absolutely massive. And I think you can tell by the reaction from all the players after. It's almost like they've just won a semi-final of the FA Cup or something and they're on their way to Wembley. It was that big for them tonight. I think they realised how much that hurts Watford and how much of a bonus that is for them.
Yes, let's get into the Watford side of the story, which we will do when we've heard from the manager. He looked shell-shocked at the end, didn't he? Here is Claudio Ranieri.
Claudio, having had not 1 but 3 points in your sights, just how difficult is it to take tonight?
Yes, it's unbelievable because we were winning 1-0. We had the chance to score the second goal and finish the match. But of course, Brentford pushed a lot. At the end, we make 3 mistakes for the penalty. It's unbelievable. It's finished the match. Okay, we draw, finish the match. We can put the ball, a short ball, you make mistake twice. And the penalties and other mistakes. And at the end, we have to say Brentford deserved to win. Well done to them.
Was that the key in the end? Poor decision-making on your part at the back?
Yes, I know, but we want to go straight away forward, but maybe we were too scared about them. And because there were a lot of space to do something more, we are ready to do much better this. But it's okay. We can learn, just learn. But I wanted some points.
How much did you need that second goal looking back?
Yes, of course. We needed a second goal. But they scored the second goal.
You made a change in the second half. You took off Tom Cleverley. You put on another forward player in João Pedro. What was the thinking there?
Yes, Tom was... he gave everything. And I put another midfielder. João Pedro, often when he came on the pitch, made very good games. Today were not so good, but he's a young. He had to improve a lot.
You made it clear coming into this game that these were now the kind of games that you needed points from. You needed something to show from it. How much of a missed opportunity does this feel here and now?
Yeah, we miss a lot of opportunity today because we know it was an important match. But maybe a lot of them, the Brentford team, were ready to the battle. And some of my players no. Some yes, some no. And we had to understand the Premier League is a fighter, quality, everything. And you have to be smart in every situation.
What is your message to your players here and now? Because this is a particularly difficult setback to pick them up from.
Yes, I know. We played much better against big teams. And today we were, I don't know, a little nervous because we made so many mistakes. We passed badly sometimes. And I don't understand why.
Appreciate your time, Claudio. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to you.
Thank you very
much. Hog wins for the Bees. 4-time Brentford, 2-1 Watford. It was ugly, it was toot. But that late Brian pointedly give Brentford a precious victory. Claudio Ranieri looks disconsolate as his side sink to an 11th date for campaign. Goal Brentford 2-1 Brentford. Talk about composure. Brian Mambo has not scored in 6 Premier League matches. Yet the Kremlin sounded up and rules the penalty into the bottom corner the Brentford Community Stadium's apps. Late drama, Daniel Trost. Econ sailed in Simon Godos and give Michel Oliver no choice but the award a penalty. After waiting so long for a goal, Brentford nearly have another in the blinks of an eye. It's truth, yet another week's cross, and it's take a deflection that nearly wrong foots Daniel Bashman in the Waterford's goal. Goes into the books for late challenge. They haven't been great in the second half, but Brentford have floated in 80-yard box with the bodies for those crosses in the second half, and it have made all the difference. Brentford have their equalizer. A Brentford corner is rocked out to Vitaly Vandere, and the right one who cuts inside into his left foot to whip a delicious cross.